Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to a new video. But real quick, before we do, can I just show y'all the dress? This is an old dress, but I refuse to get rid of it. Hold on. This is from like Fashion Nova. I can't even tell you from when. But like, I wore this in Bora Bora. I can't get rid of it. It's going to stay with me. Mind you, I was 27 when I wore this. Child, I'm 36. It look better now. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another video. This message really resonates with my heart. I feel like I gotta say it. And I feel like January, I love January. I think it's a great month where it's kind of slow and it can you can kind of reconnect with your thoughts and just recenter yourself. And the title of today's video is Recycle Your Pain. And this can go in different variations. And I just want to share this with anybody. So if you feel like you can relate to it, or you're struggling, you feel like maybe life's not treating you the way you would feel like it should be treating you, or you ever feel like sometimes you just get tired of you're giving so much, but you feel like the world isn't even giving you a sliver back, this message is for you. I remember I was in a lot of struggle in my 20s because I was making very reckless life decisions. I was just making bad judgment calls. I was just not being very conscious of my feelings, and I was just very disconnected. I was living a very fast life, so it's like where the money was at, where the hustle was at, is where my mind was at. Didn't care who I hit or who I hurt along the way. And there are two different types of pain. You have the suffering and the discomfort, and sometimes we ask ourselves, why did I have to go through that? You know, I have friends who've been molested as children. I have people who've been molested in my family. I've been sexually assaulted, and I can honestly say I was sexually taken advantage of multiple times by somebody that quote unquote loved me. And I didn't know how to break that habit, and I started to victimize myself in these thoughts. And you tend to punish yourself like it's your fault. And there's, like I said, this goes in a wide variation of different situations. You know, maybe you made a bad judgment call and it affected your finances differently. You know, a relationship, it does not matter. You know, we're not perfect human beings, but I feel like we're in a time, especially with politically and socially in our climate right now, is they are trying to break us. Okay, so whether you're trying to move forward and maybe you're going and you're starting a business, maybe you want to take your health journey, maybe you decided to take your children out of school and you're doing homeschool, but it's foreign to your family. Maybe you're choosing a different, healthier lifestyle and other people don't agree with it, and choices. Again, medical freedom. It's doing what's best for you. Just know whatever it is that you went through, you were meant to go through that to be here today. Okay, never, ever, ever let anybody take away from your truth. But sometimes we need to push ourselves and there's another type of pain, which is effort, which leads to glory, you know, and that resonates really deep with me, you know, and I'll share that in time. I don't want to share exactly what that is. You'll understand it in time because I'll tie it with this video, you know, several months down the line, and you'll see the depth of it. But I just want to put this out there today that if you need any type of healing, now is the time to do it. And nobody's can heal yourself, I feel like, better than you. And a lot of us have had different dark situations where, let's be real, sometimes we don't want to relive those. I don't want to relive certain scenarios that I made choices to do and I've let other people do to me because I feel like I didn't have a voice. And right now, this is the best time to take the initiative when it comes to you and to stop faulting yourself. And how many of us too have maybe toxic family members or toxic situations? We let others dictate our feelings or shame us for what we feel. You know, for me, my biggest flaw, I feel like for me is like, and I'm not just saying this just to say this, but I am such a loving, open person. I will not judge you. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I have friends who have some very complex lifestyle choices. I'm not one to judge them. I'm just here to love them as a friend and as a person. Do I agree with the lifestyle? No. Do I agree with the demons that they choose to dance with? No. But at the end of the day, everybody has to pay for the debt that they do. So even though you may feel like, when am I going to get my glory? Or like, does anybody hear me? I'm going to tell you right now, God hears you and he knows you. But at the same time, what are you doing to help yourself? It's like people that are, I'll take a general one, people that are very, very obese, you know, but yet Actually, let me change that one. I just found out recently that somebody that I love, that I don't have a relationship with, got diagnosed with a ugly form of cancer. Mind you, my family knows, my extended family knows the lifestyle that I choose to live. Doesn't mean I'm perfect? Absolutely not. Doesn't mean I'm still gonna die one day? Absolutely. Can I still get cancer and all of that? Absolutely. But I'm shamed for the choices I make because it's so foreign and it doesn't match their cultural lifestyle. And that's okay. But do you think I'm gonna let them defeat me and dim my light when I'm serving my truth? Here's an example. So I have a very toxic family and I'm very open about it. It's just that I'm the type where I knew for a fact as a younger girl, I would see certain scenarios that were played out in my family dynamic, whether it was extended, my grandparents, my mom's side, my dad's side. And I saw a lot of toxic traits. Didn't understand that until I got older. Started gravitating to some of those habits. And I was like, I knew for a fact as I got older, I was like, I don't want to be like them. And I know some people are just like, well, I want to be like my mom, my dad, my parent. That's cool. There's some cool. I don't think there's no perfect parent. But at the end of the day, I'm one to, like, if there's something wrong or something doesn't sit right with my soul or my spirit, I want to have a conversation and clear the air. I cannot tell you, my parents, I cannot have a conversation with. I've tried multiple times. I even tried when I went to therapy to talk to my dad back in my 20s. That went in one ear and came out the other. There was no compassion, especially as for his daughter. I know some people still kind of crave that, especially if you come from a broken family. And sometimes you just got to accept what you can't control. Okay, you got to accept what's out of your control. You can't make somebody feel and think something that you feel, you know? Everybody just thinks differently. That's just free will. But recently I was invited to a meal. I will say dinner time. And I was presented with some information about my father. Mind you, I don't have a relationship with my father. I haven't had a relationship with him in over 8 years. And I don't hate my dad. I'm going to say 6 years. I have not had a relationship with him. It's been like this. Do I hate my father? Absolutely not. I pray for my dad. I love my dad. And when I learned his new condition with his cancer, of course it affected me. Of course it hurts my heart. But what hurts me more is the freaking comments that come from me and the attacks of just like, nobody cares about holistic healing. Nobody cares what coaches you know. Nobody cares about X, Y, and Z. And it's just like, you don't even, I can't even talk. And that's the thing, my family, like I said, and I've learned my place. I've learned to accept what I can't change. I can only hope and be a better version of myself. And sometimes, and this is like the hardest thing to do, and I know some people can kind of go back and forth with this, but it's like two people who have two different lifestyles, you know? And sometimes you just gotta lead by example. For me, I'm not one to condemn anybody like, you shouldn't be eating meat, you shouldn't be eating dairy, or like, your kids should be at home, you shouldn't be. I'm not gonna do that. It takes more energy to be mean than to be nice. But you could lead by example. You could lead by example because your character and your heart and your aura and energy and your love and soul will overshadow everything. That's why I would say what's in the dark will come to light. And it was hurtful. Mind you, I'm the daughter. I think I should have known this information hands-on, regardless of my situation. I would want the same for my kid and vice versa. But then again, not everybody thinks like that with me. Then again, not a lot of people like to think rationally or logically. Everybody thinks just whatever. And if I didn't start taking the steps to heal myself and to take the accountability and to make these small life changes, I wouldn't be the woman that I am today. If I would have let all the toxic, even when I got married, I had 5 girls in my wedding. I don't talk to none of the women in my wedding no more. They were all toxic. They were all unsupportive. They were haters. I had people, some of them stole money from me, like unappreciative. And I'm just like, no, like, well, these are not friends. These are not friends. This is not a support system. I had to learn the hard way because toxicity was so normalized for so long for me, and I allowed it. And what did that give me? A lot of pain. It gave me a lot of suffering. It gave me a lot of loneliness. It gave me all these struggles, and I had to face those demons on my own. And I'm just here to tell you right now is the perfect time to take a step back from everything, whether it's with work, school, your relationship, finances. It does not matter. Even as a parent, take a step back. What can I do to be better? What's something that I can improve in? If there's something that you're victimizing yourself mentally, whether it's like, I have a girl who, I mean, yeah, she got burned. She's been in crappy situations with dating, but then again, she doesn't choose her dating. She doesn't choose to date differently. She still goes after the same red flags. But you don't want to do the opposite because it's so foreign to you. People get so routine with comfort and habits. Bad habits are bad habits. They're hard to break. And I'm here to tell you, to be the change and to be better for 2022, we need to recycle the pain and push ourselves to limits that are so uncomfortable. I'm actually have a few this year that I'm going to face by myself. One of them, it just sucks because I did so much. And after I had a baby and after this whole 2020, it instilled so much fear that it really angers me that I'm ready to go. I don't even want to say it on here, but I'm ready to just go full throttle and face it because I got to do it for me. Nobody's going to fight harder for me than me. Just like I'm telling you, nobody's going to go harder for you than you. So I just wanted to put this message out there. I love you and I appreciate you. And just know that everything that you've been through, no matter how dark and ugly it was, you had to go through it to be the better version that you're about to hit this year. So until the next video, you guys.